Men's Monday, guys. What's going on? What's going on? It's a rainy Monday here in Atlanta, Georgia. You got a down little chick, down wife. Hey, I wanted to start it off with this right here. This used to be my song back in the day. I don't know about y'all. I was bumping the roof, right? That down chick, right? So Men's Monday, guys. Do you educate your wife on finances, right? Very important topic, very important conversation that you should be having with your wife and letting her know a little bit more about the finances, right? So this is what we're doing, guys, today. So do you educate your wife on the finances that's going on? And I'm not talking about, just to be clear with you guys, because I got my little notes right here. I'm not talking about when something happens to you and you could say that your wife is going to be financially good. That's not what I'm talking about, right? You know, that's the first thing I wanted to get out. Like, oh, if something happened to me, she gonna be straight financially. Nah, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. Hopefully she is, though, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is she gonna be able to handle the operation of the business or the company? Is she's gonna be able to come in and the company will not miss a beat? That's what I mean by that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people say, oh yeah, if anything happens to me, she's straight. She's going to have a lot of money. She's going to be good. She could do this. She could do that. She could travel, whatever. But is she going to be able to run the business of operation that you have, that you got going on? I don't think y'all understand me on that. And so what I'm talking about is just the operation, meaning if you call out tomorrow, if you guys on here and you run a business or you got an operation that you got going on and something like that, or you have a company, or you might have a construction company, you might have a remodeling company. Meaning if you call out sick tomorrow, can your wife come in the next day and take your spot? Like, can she do your job as well as you or better than you? That's what I mean by talking about the financial thing. Like, can she come in and say you got a remodeling company or a construction company, and she could come in and direct people on what they need to be doing and what needs to get handled? That's what I mean by the financial conversation with your wife. You know what I mean? Because that's where we get lost in the shuffle with everything that falls apart because our partner, our wife, don't know what to do in a situation like that. You get paralyzed. You can't speak no more. Anything can happen. Can she step into that zone, into that place, Do she know about the clients that you deal with? Do she know your clients' tendencies? You get what I'm saying? You got certain clients in your business that have a certain tendency. You might have that client. They cool. They come to the business. They handle the business. But they also like to get over a little bit. They want to see how much they can get out of the business. How much they can get out of the company type thing. You know what I mean? You got to warn her. Are you having those conversations about your clients that you have in your business that you're growing? And let her know to forewarn her about these different situations and tendencies that you might come across. And when you learning something new about money, or you learning something new about business, are you the dude that be like, hey babe, come here, let me show you something real quick. Bad as she might not want to know, or she might not be interested in it, you be like, hey babe, come here, check this out. if it's something financially that's going to help your family or your business, I think that's where you got to educate her and take that time in the communication and let her know about that. Those things like that. If for example, if you figured out, I'm in the crypto space, just straight up, I'm in the crypto space. I just learned how to mint NFTs. When I did that, I showed my wife how I minted an NFT through an actual site. Right there, now she can create her own NFT and have rights to that NFT, right? Because I'm in the crypto space. What about buying certain stocks? If you're not in the crypto space, does she know how to go about buying those different types of stocks? Does she know the first place to go to buy a stock? Or does she even know how stocks work? Does she know how stocks work? Does she know how to get the profit in the stocks? Does she know about dividends? She know about dividends in your stock market? How often you get dividends through companies? What are dividends? How they're paid out? How are they taxed? This is what I'm talking about. These are the conversations, the critical conversations you should be having with your partner about the finances. And this is what I like to say about this, right? These conversations don't have to be big talk. They can be small talk. They can start off as small talk at first, and then it gets into big talk, where you're talking about the certain stocks, how different current events affect the stocks that you own. If you own, like back in the day, okay, for example, when the BP oil spill happened, right? If you didn't have any BP oil, that was a perfect time to get in and buy some stock. Because now it's low, they're going through a situation, now the stock market's low, and then once they fix the situation, fix the problem, the stock jumped up. Actually, I missed out on that train myself. I actually saw BP go down to a level of maybe $20 a share, right? Went down to $20 a share. Once they fixed that oil spill, it went back up to $78 a share. I missed out on that opportunity right there. That's where you got to start explaining these things to your wife and letting her know about that. Showing her how to buy stock, showing her how to buy crypto, how does 401k, if you got a housewife, how does 401k works? Do she know how 401k works? Does she know when she take out, or if you take out something, how it's taxed? I like to say these conversations need to be like a day-to-day type of operation conversation, right? Because like I said, the last thing at the end of the day, you don't want her not to have the knowledge, and you don't want to throw your wife out to the wolves, and she don't understand how this money works. And you've been the whole time you've been knowing how this money works, but you're not even sharing it with the person that's going to take over your spot or take your place once something happens to you, if something do happen to you, So that's what I like to tell people. And not just, whenever you learn something new, if you learning something new, the best way to learn something and to keep it in your head is by showing somebody else. Is that somebody else your wife? If she's the next person in line that you're showing the new thing that you learned financially that she should be learning, And not just for us guys, but vice versa. Is your wife, if she come across something new that she learned financially, is she sharing that with you? She could share that conversation with you. She learned, hey babe, I learned about this new stock company. I was researching it. It looks like it's a good buy. I saw the forecast. See, you might say forecast to somebody and they think you talk about the 7-day forecast in Atlanta. But you're really talking about how the market is forecasted for the future, how it looked in the past. You know, those are the things. And I could be straight up. My wife was the one, she wasn't interested in this stuff. But I said, hey, I need you to take the time out to really learn what I'm involved in, where this money is going. What are we doing with these money? Are we talking about bonds? Does she know anything about bonds? You know? And then, but as far as being branding, are you and your wife branding yourselves? Is your company branded? How you get money off of those type of residual royalties off of being branded? Matter of fact, today I found out about New Edition. Guys, New Edition, if you don't know about New Edition, it's an old R&B group. New Edition didn't brand themselves until 2010. That was a group that came out in the 80s, right? They didn't brand themselves. Even after Diddy had them, they didn't even know they wasn't branded like that. Calculations said they really missed out on $6 billion. $6 billion today through all the assets and stuff that generated revenue and everything by not being branded. They missed out on $6 billion, right? From all the assets. I'm talking about even people that are in good situations. Like, for instance, we know Kobe Bryant passed, and his wife is handling all of his assets. She's handling all his companies. But the good thing for her is that she is financially straight to get financial advisors. But do all those financial advisors have her best interests? See, you can have financial advisors when you get to that point to have that money like that, to have financial advisors. But at a certain point, the wife should be able to advise the financial advisors on what's the move, instead of her receiving all the moves, and then when stuff goes wrong, she's placing the blame on somebody else, instead of if you would have taught her these things. And I'm not saying that she's not, wealthy. She's good, but she can be great at these things. You know what I mean? She can be great. Like he has Under Armour. He has 22. He has a real good portion shares in Under Armour. How is she flipping that money with Under Armour? Does she know how to flip that money with Under Armour? Does she know how to carry that brand? Or is she getting advice from financial advisors telling her, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that? And it's just based on how she feel about the situation. Oh, it sounds good. The idea sounds good until it flops, right? Everything sounds good until the idea flops or it don't work. Now she's backed in the corner because she don't know who to trust and who to go forward with. So that's why I say, these type of conversations you got to have with your wife about the next moves. Like I said, you want your wife to be the one to call the shots when you're gone. Not missing a beat, getting on. If you got a business or any type of, anything that's generating money that you're running as a man, and if anything happens, you want them to be like, I hope his wife is not working today. Because you know what? The thing about the wife is they're going to make sure that we don't get taken advantage of. Hopefully, your wife makes sure that nobody's taking advantage of you and your business, and also, taking advantage of just your mind state of you knowing what you're talking about, So, in that case, that day you call out sick. that day you say, hey man, I'm not gonna make it to work. You talk to all your other, associates that you got going on. Hey, I'm not gonna make it to work, but my wife, she gonna be coming in and she gonna handle all operations. How they gonna feel? How they gonna treat her? Are they gonna treat her like she don't know what she doing? She don't know what she talking about. She don't know. We can run this without her. We do not need her in here. Why do he got her in here running this? We do not need her. You don't want them to be like that when you leave a legacy or you leave a business or you leave something out there. You don't want them to be like that. You want them to be like, oh man, we better be on our P's and Q's. Miss Barker is coming to the office. Clean up the office. She coming to the office, get the paperwork, get the numbers together because she going to have questions. That's how you want them to be when you leave your wife for that. And for any situation to be ready, not looking like a deer in the headlights. These are the things that should turn into everyday conversation with your wife. These are the things that should turn into everyday conversation with your wife. And if there's just money in the bank, you got to discuss this thing. You got to discuss these accounts. You got an account, and I know a lot of men got it. You got that account that she might not know about. But if something happens to you, say you can't speak, how she got access to that account? Because she don't even know nothing about it. Is that okay though? She don't know what's going on with this account. She don't know what to pay with what account or whatever. Because you should be having several accounts in your household, Turn these into everyday conversations with your wife, because she needs to be ready to receive this information if something happens to you financially. And then this is the main thing. The main thing I want to talk about, if something happened to you fellas financially, what are the priorities? What are the priorities of the money? Is the priority to pay off the house? Is that what you want her to do? Do you want her to pay off the car? Or do you want her to pay for the kids' schooling? Maybe you want her to pay off the business expenses. Get the credit straight. Just in case the credit ain't right. Get the credit right. See, these are conversations that you got to start prioritizing before anything comes into play. So you got to be like, you got to have a list ready for her. Like, look, in the case of anything goes down, I want you to handle A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You get what I'm saying? I want you to handle those, because once you handle those going to have you sitting good. You're going to be set. You handle those, and then you should be able to run the rest of the operation smoothly. Talking about these accounts, taking money out of certain accounts. Certain accounts you might got holding right there and it's not doing nothing, but you just got it holding. You want her to take that money out of that account. Say there's no need to use it once I'm going. I had another business, that money was going into that account. That business kind of slowed down, but the money's just sitting there. She don't know nothing about it. She don't know where to move it. How much liquid assets should you keep in the safe or at home or in the bank? How much liquid assets do you want your wife to have? If you wanted her to buy a property, when y'all had this financial conversation, do you want her to buy? You say, hey, we was looking at this land before something happened to him, and I really want to buy it, but I don't know if that's what he wanted me to do. But maybe he did want you to buy it, but buy it as an investment. Not saying you had to build on that land. Not saying you had to, he wanted you to buy it, and now that something happened to him, just an event, you got the money to buy that property or that land that he wanted to get. Now you got the money to do it. Do you do that? and maybe he was looking at the long term. What about the portfolio? Does she know how to manage a portfolio? Do she have her own portfolio? Like, guys, this is what I'm saying. Your wife should have her own portfolio. Y'all shouldn't be sharing a portfolio. Like, really. The game is unchanged now. It's not about just us as men having the portfolio, knowing where we put in, our commodities, we're going into the tech sectors, the pharmaceutical sectors, all that stuff. We know what percentage we're putting in our portfolio, and we're diversifying it. And she don't know how to diversify a portfolio. She don't know when to take those gains. She don't even know when you having a loss. So I wanted to get on this because I came across something today, and like a lot of these topics, I don't usually just, I say God brings them to me. God brings me these topics as I'm going through my day. I don't even know what the topic usually be about until like earlier in the day. And then I'll be like, that's what needs to happen. Talking about more of the financial conversation with your spouse and not be ashamed of it. Not be scared of it. Because if y'all a team together, you can't be a team and the other person don't know what the other person doing, because y'all can't help each other out. Y'all can't grow. Like I said, this is for mainly marriage couples. Marriages are going through this. A lot, like my wife said, a lot of divorce happen based off of finances. Based off of finances. Or it happens, he was hiding thousands of dollars and all this other stuff, right? Come on, man. Come on. You really got to start really just letting her know what's the deal with the finances and how to handle these finances. If you got kids involved, how do you want her to handle this money that comes in? Do you got the kids? Are you leaving the will to the kids? That shouldn't be, you should be leaving everything to your wife if she's next in line. You should be leaving her. And how do you want her? Just say if you got older kids. Say you got kids now, they're out of high school. And, something happened. Did you figure a way that you want her to disperse certain things, that you own? Does she want you to, did you talk to her about how you want this person to take over that, or this person, and if they're not really into that, then we can do it like this, and who seems more receptible to running this company, this business? Like your kids, you know which one is, really serious about stuff, they got a passion for something, and the one that got a passion for something else. Maybe business might not be his passion.
Just money.
Huh?
Just money.
Or money. Maybe he's more on the technical side of things, and the other one is, was that good math student. He can balance out the account. Are y'all balancing out the account? Are y'all setting the budgets? I know it's a lot of marriages that I'm coming across is that a lot of us fellas, we got things straight, but the wife, credit is bad. Or the wife don't got enough money in her account, but she don't want to even tell her husband that she don't got enough money or she needs money because she feels like she's begging you for money. Your wife shouldn't feel like she's begging you for money. That's one thing. If your wife asks you for money and it's needed, and she's not going out there spending it on stuff that's not bringing no value to your household, I understand. If she got a spending problem, I understand. But if she got a spending problem, that's when this conversation needs to take place. And if you say, oh, I give her an allowance, right? If you're going to give her allowance, what is that for? Are you explaining what is the money for? And the money shouldn't just be just to do whatever you want to do. No. The allowance shouldn't be, this is to go get groceries. That's not an allowance. You get what I'm saying? Allowance ain't, here's some extra money. Go do what you want to do. Go buy the new shoes. Go buy the new perfume. Buy all this stuff. And at the end of the day, she's coming back to you for more money. Or telling you to up the allowance. Because she's buying stuff that is not bringing no value into your household. And that's when you got to have that conversation like, look, I gave you this money because this money right here that I gave you, what will make me happy if you could bring me back double the amount that I gave you. If you can flip this money some type of way. Now you ain't got to worry about an allowance. Because now you done showed her a way like, hey, look. So look, I've been taking notes. I've been giving you blah so much money every 2 weeks. And what are you doing with that money? I just want to know, what are you doing? Like, can you show me the account what are you doing with the money that I give you every 2 weeks? And then you look at that account and everything don't add up. Like, you like, okay, boom, 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 you doing this and that and that. But it's not even bringing no value to your household. You get what I'm saying? That's when you got to have that conversation like, look, babe, I give you this money to make more money. You know? It's kind of like you reinvesting in us. We reinvesting in ourselves. Any business that you start off small, but while you starting off small, you got to reinvest in yourself to get big. Big don't happen overnight. Big do not happen overnight. You got to reinvest. You're not going to see those gains, those big gains right away. You'll see small gains, little by little. It's getting bigger. Because you're reinvesting. Now the product is looking better. That you're putting out there. Every time you come back, it's a better product. It's a better look. The money ain't showed up yet, but the money's about to show up. You know, the money is about to show up. It ain't showed up yet because we're reinvesting into the product that we putting out there, or the business that we got going on, or the business that you got going on. You know what? The best thing a wife could do, I know some women on the call, is if you giving your wife an allowance, the best thing she can do is bring that money back to you. And some. Be like, hey, babe, the few $100s that you gave, the $500, the $1,000 that you gave me, here, I'm going to give it back to you because I made $2,000, $3,000, I flipped this and that and stuff. Hey, any guy on this call going to be like, word, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Instead of her just financially draining you. You know what I mean? You can't have her financially drain you. You got to be like, look, I gave you this amount of money. She bring it back. She flip it right. You like, yo, that's love right there. Right? That is love right there. She don't even know what she gonna receive from that, So, when I talk about this, talking to your wife about financial stuff and let her know, like, anything that intrigues your mind should intrigue her mind. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you come across, any new ideas or brilliant things that you think about, or you feeling, or anything that's financially involved, you should have that discussion with her and be like, yo, I found this other bank that give us double the interest on the bank that we had our money in. How about we move half our money over there or a quarter of our money just to see how it works out for a month, a couple months, or a couple weeks or whatever. And then if it's doing good, then we can move some more a little at a time. We moving our money around. Because money staying in one spot ain't going to do nothing. Right? Right? Money staying in one spot ain't going to do nothing. It's just going to stay there. So that's what you got to start doing. Like, you got to be like, on some realness, like, yo, we got to move this money. Babe, I understand you saving. But we got to make this money move. Like, the account, okay, I see you got $10,000 in your account. That same $10,000 been in there since 2008. You know what I'm saying? That same $10,000 been there since 2008. What are we doing? You know what I mean? What are we doing with that money, right? We gotta make this double up. It should have been doubled up, tripled up. You know? So that's why I like to tell people that, you know, far as us fellas, we gotta be the ones to set the forefront. We the head of the household. You know, we gotta let them know. We gotta let the wife know, like, hey, the way we're gonna start working this money this way is we're gonna do this and do that. I actually, from one of my mentors, Randy Webb, I love it. He said, hey, we gotta get lean. I love it. I love that word. We got to get lean. I told my family, hey, things that we've been spending our money on, we got to get lean for a couple of seasons just so we can get where we want to be at, you know, financially. You know, you got to talk to your family. Even if you have to sit down with the kids. You have the financial conversation with your wife. You should be having a financial meeting with your wife at the least on the minimum 2 times a month. At the minimum 2 times a month, you know, of where y'all stand financially on the spending. Matter of fact, quick side note, we had a budget on $100 on out to eat. Me and my wife, we had a budget, right? We came, we did our budget. We was over $20 over the budget, right? We said, you know what? We got about 2 more weeks left in February. We in the house cooking. You know what I'm saying? We in here cooking because we got this thing set up a certain way where we try, and we ain't even trying, where we're going to get to in a financial progress with things that we got going on in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So we had that conversation on how much we're going to start spending on going out to eat. Which $100 is not much at all. That's going out to eat almost just one time. Like, you know, especially if you want to go, like, you can go to, like, y'all know any place, Longhorns, Wing Spot. You can go get a 40 pack of wings and you done hit $50 already. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I need to get wings and fried rice and stuff. You already at 60. You better tell the kids, hey, y'all want these wings that bad? Because this is it. This is it. This is it for the month, guys. You know what I mean? So, you know, just situations like that. Now, and I know, far as us, everybody loves to go out to eat. But I'm pretty sure if you look at your account, going out to eat probably is up in the top 3 on what you spend the majority of your money. I'll guarantee you, yo, if you go, you know how they give you that pie chart with your account on what you spent money on? If it's not going out to eat, it got to be on gas. It got to be on gas. Especially the way gas prices. If it's not going out to eat, you spending money on gas. Right now, it's best to sit your butt at home and try to make some money that way. Home-based business is the lit. Right? Home-based business is the best thing since sliced bread. Tell your wife to come up with a home-based business, a YouTube channel. Hey, get everybody on YouTube. I don't care. Get the baby a YouTube channel, right? But anyway, guys, like I said, I just wanted to get on here a little bit and talk to my fellas about just, getting your wife more involved in the financial conversation, making her feel more comfortable about talking about the money, about stocks, about bonds, about 401k, about crypto, about any investment, about property, about real estate, about anything that's bringing money into your household or can bring money into your household. Start getting more fluent with those conversations and start making those small talks that turns into big talks and turns into big gains and big investment, right? And she's got to be your partner. Again, to all my fellas on here, I got a lot of friends, I got a lot of fellas, I know they got their own business. But do a trial. Call out sick one day and let her go in the office and see how things get ran. Mm-hmm. Call out sick one day. Tell everybody at the office that normally expect you, or at the if you do renovation and you're the foreman and you call the shots. See if and it's your own business. This is your business. If it's your own business, let her run your business. And then, if she doesn't run it right, now you got the barometer of where we can improve on her running this business that you got going on. Now you can see where her flaws at on the business. You say, hey babe, you didn't handle this right. You excelled on this, but you didn't do that, It's kind of like, you shadowing her as she would be the next person in line to take care of your business, right? Because think about all these Fortune 500 companies that most of us work for, right? If something happens to the CEO or the owner of the company, right? Best believe they got somebody in the bloodline that's going to step up and run it right, right? They will leave the company to their dog before they let you, that's not in their bloodline, come run the company. That's what I'm talking about. So if you got any type of business that you got going on, give your wife the keys give her the keys. Say, hey, you go do it today. Right? Tell her like, hey, you go do it today. You run the business today. She gonna be like, I don't know what to do. Hey, what would you do if I wasn't here? Right? Right? Those are the conversations we got to start having as couples, What would you do if I wasn't here? You would just let my business go down in the dirt? Down to the ground? Everything that we built? Everything that, I put my blood, sweat, and tears on, you just gonna let go down the drain because you don't know how to handle it? Or it's too much for you? Or you under too much pressure? Or you don't know how to pay out the employees? How to pay out the associates? You don't know about the payroll? Right? She got to know these things. Because what you want her to do is to come in and fill that position like a boss lady. When she come through, they're not giving her respect just because that was your wife. They giving her respect because she know what she doing. That's what you want her to do. You want her to come in like a boss lady because she know exactly what she doing. She know who to talk to. She know who to put in what position, where you should be at, who should be doing what. Right? So, today's Men's Monday, and I just wanted to get on that real quick. I didn't want to take too much time out of your day, guys. I went through my notes that I had planned for you guys. I hope this brought some value. Again, you can go to me and my wife Instagram, Marriage Porn, acronym P.O.R.N, Pure, Open, Renew, and Navigate. And then you also can go to our actual web page that we got. It's at DirectMe /Barker Worldwide. You can check that out right there. Direct.me.Barker /Barker Worldwide. You can check that out. Check the links out. Check even our previous recorded and stuff that we got loaded up on our Facebook and Instagram. You can check those past conversations that we had. I'm telling you guys, this right here is going to be a blessing to everybody that gets involved and really pay attention to this, because of the fact that we came to this space to bring value to other marriages. That's how me and my wife looked at it. How can we bring, and we come across a lot of marriages that are going through struggles and stuff like that, and having these, that don't have these crucial conversations. And this might be a way that you can bring these conversations up in your household. This can be the icebreaker. You can use our videos that we had in the previous, and we got titles to all of them. If it's something that you and your wife are going through, use these as an icebreaker. Say, hey, you know, my boy Brandon was elaborating on this a little bit. You know, I kind of want to know what's your outlook on it. What you think? You know, how you feel about it? You know, I don't want y'all getting no heated argument over it. You know what I mean? But no, just another perspective, because I'm like the person on the outside to if you guys are having those deep conversations, right? So I'm like the person on the outside because I'm not in your marriage. I'm not in your household. But this is a way to bring, this is an outlet to bring those conversations up. The things that's got to be discussed. Those crucial conversations when stakes are high. Right? Crucial conversation when the stakes are high. That's what I mean. I don't know what y'all might be going through. If it's a loving time, that's good. This is just going to improve it. If it's a rough patch right now, if it's a down season right now, this is where the communication really got to play a part. And that's why the last one in the marriage porn acronym is navigate, because we're all on this journey together, guys. All of us. All of us that's in this marriage community, we are on this journey together. You're not doing this by yourself. You know? What they say, you're in business, what?
By yourself.
For yourself, but not by yourself.
Yeah.
You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, right? So, with that said, I just want to tell everybody, thank you. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Love, peace, and hair grease. Again, stay tuned for the next episode that we have on Wednesday. Me and my wife, we don't even know the topic. God just brings it to us. So y'all stay tuned. I'll see y'all.